What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the X-Transbots Fuzz, their version of a masterpiece Streetwise. So this is the first in their series of bots for the Combiner Defensor. And this was sent to me by G. Tony. Thanks again for sending me. I wasn't planning on looking at this guy. Wasn't interested in getting it, but thankfully he sent it to me, so I appreciate that. Although I may not appreciate that a little bit later, but let's take a look at this guy. We'll put the G1 cartoon there so you can take a look at how he looks compared to the cartoon. Pretty clean overall, on the front at least. There is some kibble here on the arms and on the back. This appears to be, close to the cartoon there. Overall, pretty good looking bot. He does lean back on my copy. I'm not sure if that's every copy or just my copy, but pretty good looking. Now you do get a couple of different face sculpts. The one that's on him, pretty good looking, but let's get in close so you can see. So there's the stock head or face sculpt that you get. And you get 3 different faces. If you want to change them out, you can lift up on this here and then pull that out. And now we can lift up on the head and pull the face off. And there's one face. And basically you just tab it right back in. Here's another face that's a little bit more scrunched up. I don't love that one, but there's 2 like that. So here's another one. Kind of a more scrunched up face. Probably closer to the cartoon, but they probably gave you these just in case you don't love that. And then here's one with a bigger visor. So if you like that look, you can do that. Me personally, I like the original face, but we'll leave this one on there. And you just put the crest back on. There's a tab on the front and then on the top of the head. So that's how you get it back on. Now you also get a collector's card, of course. Here's X-Transbots Fuzz, and there are the tech specs and of course the bio, if you want to read that. And the last accessory is this gun. It is painted in this metallic black, and you can open up the hand here, and traditional MP style gun, although this one, the arm starts coming apart. It's very frustrating, but you can get the hand in there. You get the gun in the hand. There you go. Let's go over his articulation. The head is on a rotating swivel, so it rotates all the way around. Mine's a little bit on the loose side. It does go all the way up to there. That's for transformation, but you get a nice upward motion there. The shoulders are very strange. You have a backwards butterfly joint on this really thin piece of plastic, and then you have a teeny tiny ball joint right there that doesn't give you a lot of confidence, but it does rotate all the way around that and goes up to there on that ball joint. And you can get it a little bit inwards on that butterfly, but not really. There's rotation at the bicep. You get a single jointed elbow, gets you up to, double jointed elbow, I'm sorry. Gets you well past, although the elbow joint is a little bit on the high side. He is definitely falling down. It's not, you're not seeing things. Has trouble standing there. You have a rotation at the wrist. Single pinned hand, so just all the fingers on one pin. Your rotation at the waist. Ab crunch, which is extremely loose and floppy. The backpack is supposed to peg in. Here's the peg. It goes in there. It does sometimes come out, so you just push that back in there. You have a hip skirt here that folds up. You have the legs go up to there. My legs are pretty loose, but I go back to there and out to the side, all on friction. You have a knee joint here. It's actually a double joint, but the other joint is so hard to bend, and it doesn't get you anymore, so it's not worth bending. It's actually for transformation, so just leave that alone. You have a rotation at the thigh, and you have an ankle tilt this way. Very similar to flip out. It just feels exactly the same. It's almost like the same foot almost. It goes a little bit this way, and it goes back and forth. And for a size comparison, there is Fuzz next to Blue Streak and the Transform Element version of Optimus Prime. Fits in well with the Masterpiece scale. Looks good with other car bots as well. All right, now let's get Fuzz transformed into his vehicle mode. Now, the transformation on this guy is absolutely horrendous. I don't want to do it on camera. It's not fun, and it's not going to help you anyway. There are some really good transformations out there. I would suggest MGO for your transformation, and or any of the other ones, but I'm not going to do it on camera here. I'll just get to vehicle mode and we'll take a look at that. Here we have Fuzz in his vehicle mode. Pretty good looking vehicle actually. It's got that same cream color. There are the headlights. Relatively accurate to this vehicle. It does have the fog lights down here. Got some signal markers here. Here are the wheels. These actually look like the wheels from the Nissan 300ZX. I know that because my dad owned this car, so there's the rear. Those are also accurate to this car. Really well done in vehicle mode. It just looks proper. You can't open the doors here. Maybe. Let's see. Just spudger in here. There we go. You can probably push it from the outside. There we go. And you can have the doors open. And it does have seats and a steering wheel, which is pretty crazy. They didn't really need to do that detail. That detail actually added a bunch of unnecessary complexity and annoying parts to the transformation to get the seats in there, to get the dashboard in there, and to get the steering wheel. But I guess they were going for super accurate vehicle mode there, so there you go. It does have these headlights here. I don't have the batteries for this, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to turn that on. I heard half of them don't work anyway, so why bother? Overall, pretty nice looking vehicle mode. Now you can store the gun in this mode. Go ahead and take the handle, hold that down, and then you can see there's two little pegs there inside the glass. I'm just going to peg this right into those two little pegs, and then I'll store back there. And it actually makes a little exhaust, even though exhaust is actually, this is a single exhaust vehicle, but either way, it looks cool. It does roll just fine. For a quick size comparison, there is next to Smokescreen, which is a 280Z by Datsun, which ended up being Nissan, same company. You can see pretty much the same dimensions in every way. It's really very close to the vehicle. So they nailed the scale on this vehicle mode. So final thoughts on X-Transbots Fuzz. Let's start with the positives. I think it looks really nice in the robot mode. The head sculpt is well done. The paint overall is pretty cool and close to the G1 look. The vehicle mode is really nice. I think they nailed the 300ZX. I mentioned earlier my dad had that car, so it's very nostalgic for me to see this car. Even the taillights, the headlights, everything looks like the car from that era. So they did a really nice job there. Negatives wise, this thing has a lot of problems. The ankles are kind of loose, so if you're doing an A stance, he tends to fall backwards. You know, I don't know why, you know, maybe I've got a bum copy, but he falls back like that. The waist joint is really loose, and this thing pops out all the time. It's supposed to peg in right here, you can see that, but it just constantly is popping out. And you're always trying to adjust and fix things rather than play with it and enjoy it. You're trying to constantly fix stuff that's popped out of place or is just, you know, not in the right position. The hands don't work well as you manipulate them. They come off. So this joint right here, this tab is just not done well. They didn't design that well. And so as you're messing with it, it comes apart. The arms in general tend to come apart, but the gun tab doesn't fit in well. You know, as you can see, it's cockeyed. It's not actually straight, and it's because it's a tolerance thing. So all in all, just way too many problems on this guy for me to even consider going in on the set. I think they need to do a lot better job. Now, after the X-Transbots version of Menastor, I went all in. I bought every single one of those. I liked the vehicle modes. I liked the bot modes, but they got progressively worse till they finally finished the set, and I was totally unhappy with the combined mode. The joints weren't well done. The trailer was a nightmare to transform. So I definitely am not in for this set. I also don't recommend this bot. I think it's just The quality is not well done. I know there's going to be some X-Transbots fans out there who are unhappy with my review here, but I have to be honest, this is not their best work. And actually, after Lock, which was recalled, I think this is one of their worst figures I've handled personally in terms of transformation, fun factor, and just overall quality. So that's really it for today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.